folks, how y'all doing? It's Friday, the week before the show, and Anime NJ, of course, as I keep mentioning it. So it's just everything's getting ready. We're getting the stuff together, just trying to make sure we have everything. It's a lot like doing a movie in that you just keep preparing, and no matter how much you prepare, there's always going to be something. So you just got to be ready for everything, and hopefully, you can make it work. So, but I think we're in pretty good shape right now. I think we got it down. And also, do check out the website because we do have the program guide up there, and pretty soon the timetable also. But I was thinking about trying to talk about something for around Anime NJ, and today is Friday, so I was also thinking about Friday thoughts. So I figured, let me see what I can come up with. And what happened was, lately especially, I always mention I watch The Critical Drinker, I watch Nerdrotic, I have a lot of respect for those guys. So as soon as I said that, right, that we're gonna go a little negative here. In that, I'm kind of tired of them always now making it like, wow, stuff from Japan is great. And I'm just kind of like, the One Piece thing, that was one thing where they're like, I can't believe how great this show is. It's the best thing I've watched. Or now, Godzilla. It is like, you would think this Godzilla -1, that it's suddenly out of nowhere, Japan has decided to make great films. And I'm like, do you know anything about film history? Do you know about, Kurosawa? Do you know about these things? And, movies like Zatoichi, some of the most amazing things came from, Japan and filmmaking are pretty much like, they're like one of the leaders as far as making great films and doing great stuff. And then, the animation, yes, they were heavily influenced after World War II from America. That's why, why does Japanese anime have big eyes? Well, it all comes down from the influence of Mickey Mouse from Disney. They saw the big eyes and they kind of tried to copy that style. The whole thing about the Japanese animation versus American animation of the day was that they did more with less cells. That's the way Japan kind of always operated in their culture, meaning they try, this is a group of islands that's maybe the size of California, if that. They have very few natural resources, like oil and those kind of things. So they have to make a lot from very little. If you think about their population and how much they produce and what they produce, it's pretty freaking amazing. And the quality, that's another thing. The quality they produce is always really up there. So yeah, I understand, Star Wars and your, Disney stuff, and, you're knocking them like, oh God, the MCU, and how terrible it is. And suddenly now, well, I guess anime is okay. So I'm kind of like, guys, it's always been great. Maybe you're just joining the bandwagon a little bit late. And then what also upsets me is how they go back to the old Godzillas and say, oh, I hated those, or those weren't whatever, those didn't meet. Come on. It's just, why don't, do a little bit more research, check out what you're talking about before you go and just jump on these films and saying it's the best thing. Sometimes I think they're doing it more because they just want to keep hitting Star Wars and the MCU as how, they know their stuff. And by the way, also the graphic novels, or now they actually use the word manga. So, it's come a long way. But it's kind of like, well, now, they have better stories than us. Again, there have always been great stories, and there's always going to be American great stories and American great movies. So, just, I guess what it is just because I'm the old man over here who's been watching and been in this industry for, 20, 30 years, maybe more. Come on. Get with the program. If you're going to start talking about it, start to the early days. Talk about Robotech. Talk about, Gundam. Talk about, early movies, the Zatoichi movies. Talk about, the Kurosawa films. Don't start to, don't start from wow, suddenly they've gotten pretty good. That's crap. You guys don't know what you're talking about. that's my Friday thoughts, and hope you guys have a good weekend. And yes, next week I will be posting more this weekend about the show, but once Tuesday gets around, I don't know if I'll have time for anything else. It's gonna be crazy, guys. All right, you guys have a great weekend, and again, I hope to see you all at Anime NJ. Take care.